What's going on, good people? This your boy Byron Scott back with Mr. Thaddeus. Mr. Thaddeus, right?
I never get that right. I never get that right.
But yeah, man, we back to talk about how or what you should be looking for out there when it comes to wholesaling. Like a lot of people get confused. It's like, how do you find these properties? How do I go about finding these properties? How do I know what properties to look for with this wholesale and real estate thing? So as you know, like I try to bring you guys questions that I get asked either through the comments or through people messaging me on IG. But people want to know, like, how do I know what to look for? How do I know what to target? Like, how do I know where I should be looking to find properties? So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about what deals we doing, how we're doing, what's going on in our real estate lives and stuff like that. And, a bunch of shenanigans, So uh, speaking of shenanigans, Thad got his haircut today by Three Stacks, Triple Three, the
Triple
third.
three, triple
Uh,
three. He hooked me up. If he's
you know,
watching this, I appreciate it.
yeah, he got it faded in and out. He was so proud of the
You
fade in and out.
know, I try to get it blended in.
So
I got
yeah,
my hair cut.
yeah, Thad getting haircuts and all that stuff. And I lost my 12 pounds. Speaking of shenanigans, I got 48 left to go. So
What
y'all,
pound?
some of y'all are here to watch me melt. So you're gonna watch me melt and make that feel bad about himself.
Feel
Uh,
feel bad, maybe, perhaps,
yeah.
perhaps.
Get that into a challenge, to see, how much weight you can lose. But Thad's willing to go to extremes, to win money.
I am willing to not eat for a couple days. You know to bread and water to win some things. Apple a day diet. But yeah, he
uh,
didn't he didn't want none. He didn't want none, guys.
I ain't want none of that, man. But anyways, let's jump into it, man. Jamie Buck said, "What's up, y'all?"
What's
Nothing
up,
much.
Jamie Buck? What's
Jamie
up,
Buck
man?
always coming through.
Oh, I got the $1 million cut, man. I got the $1 million cut, man. From my house. Appreciate it, man.
Salute to
Appreciate it.
Three Stacks third, double three, triple three.
Yeah, if y'all are out here in West Georgia, I know a guy. He'll come by your house and get you right.
Get the service. Yeah.
Yeah, good service.
But anyways, man. So let's get to the question, man. How can people find properties to wholesale? How do they know what to look for? Let's go with how do they know what to look for first, right? Because a lot of people out here just looking. Shout out to Anita. Anita come through
What's
saying,
going on, Anita?
"What's going on, Anita? What's going on?" So, Thad, what do you think people? What should that? How do they know what to look for when it comes to trying to find these wholesale properties? How do they know what to look for?
Um, if we're not gonna talk virtual right now. We're gonna talk about local wholesalers. Local wholesalers. You could talk to maybe your family members, or you can, like I yeah, I live in a small town. I'm like, I don't know if this will work in a big city. Y'all have to, check me if I'm wrong. But you can see, just like Flipman says, if you can see houses that have high grass that aren't being taken care of, in nice neighborhoods, like say like I mean, it ain't got to be a nice neighborhood, but especially if you see a house in a nice neighborhood with a sidewalk, they're not cutting their grass. They probably, like, what's going on? Like, what's really going on?
There you go. So,
Um,
like some type of distress, like something that signals, all right, something ain't right here.
yeah, some kind of stress. They need your help.
Yeah.
They they need you to find them an agent to list their home. They need you to do a subject to deal to take over their payments. They need to do a short sale to maybe not mess up their credit so much. There's a lot of like what's going on. Maybe they're vacant owners that live in Alaska and they just don't have time to take care of this property. They just want it out. What's going on?
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe it's
what?
inherited property. Somebody passed away and people have inherited and they ain't even really even went to go look at the property. Maybe it's some people that's getting a divorce. The husband and wife both are mad at each other. So it's like
I'm not
nobody.
cutting the grass. I'm not
Yeah.
cutting the grass.
It's like, you know.
You cut the grass.
You know.
Um, So when
So
you see things not getting done, like it's just stuff that a normal person would do to take care of a house. Maybe their gutters get full of leaves or something. They're not getting their gutters clean. You're not getting your gutters clean. Your roof probably gonna start leaking. It's gonna back up. Like all kinds of stuff's gonna happen.
and the people that usually have those kind of bad habits probably got bad money habits too. You know what I'm saying? It's like you ain't cutting your grass, you ain't cleaning your gutters, you ain't taking out the trash, you ain't doing. You probably got bad. You probably ain't doing a lot of other stuff too. So it's
Yeah.
so you probably need help.
Probably
And if
got
you need
liens.
help in those areas, you probably definitely need help in the real estate area. So
Yeah.
like that's what you want to look for, that kind of distress. But is there a particular type of property that they should be looking for?
A particular type. I mean, I wanna
Only
say.
certain properties that can be wholesale.
No, you can wholesale any kind of property. That's what I was gonna say. I want to say you can wholesale anything.
Yeah,
Uh, even I know people that have empty lots. If they don't keep the grass cut on their empty lot, the city will send them a fine. Empty
mm,
lots, empty lots. Like there's lots of say you just grass, and if they don't keep them lots cut, and sometimes in the city limits, the city will fine them, depending
yeah,
on where it is. So if you've seen an empty lot and you're like, they cut their grass, they cut their grass, they cut their grass. This empty lot right here, like I wonder whose empty lot this is because the city is gonna be sending them can't even think of the word. Like little fines, little violations or whatever. And if
yeah,
these violations are packing up, are they paying their taxes?
yeah,
Blah 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 blah. How much you want for this land? I know this land is costing you money. And there's probably somebody else who might want that land. So it don't just work for houses. I mean, as long as you're like in the city limits and somebody's not cutting their grass, they probably get charged for it. You
yeah.
know, like land, like I said, lot. You know, I know this because I had a lot in Virginia Beach, and I was deployed. And one of my attendants was like, "Hey, you got a thing from the city of Virginia Beach? You got to cut this grass on this lot." And I'm like, "On this lot? You serious?" So I know that
Yeah,
if you don't cut it, they coming after you.
yeah. A
So
lot of
this first hand experience, they coming after you. You know. What you
yeah,
gonna do when they come for you?
yeah.
So,
So yeah, single family houses, multi-family houses,
multi-family
commercial,
houses.
anything that's showing distress. One of my first leads that I had was a large multifamily. It was an 8 unit. It was right next door to the triplex that I own. And like Thad said, the grass would kind of get unkept a little bit. They had a for rent sign out front a lot. And the for rent sign was like bent to the side. I called it and like nobody answering. So it's like, it was just little signs. And then some of the people who worked at the Papa John's with me lived in that place. They was like, oh man, they don't keep it up. Well, here we go. So I found him, called him up. He actually was interested in selling. I actually had him at the price that he actually ended up selling for. But I didn't know what I was doing, man. If I knew what I was doing, I could have got him on the contract, made it a deal. But I didn't know what I was doing. I talked to a guy who ended up buying the property. Uh, I went on and started doing other stuff, and he went back and just found, I actually connected him with the guy. Like I was so crazy, like I connected him with the guy, and then he just waited till I stopped talking to him, and then he went back and bought it. So, but it's all good though. But I'm just saying that to say, like you can find anything, just look around you, right? Just look around you. But is there ideal how do you say that? Use that
Ideal.
education that you got there,
Ideal.
education. Yeah.
Ideal.
Yeah, ideal type of property. Like, do you
There's
think
not.
that, hey, if you have these type of property, look in these type of neighborhoods.
I mean, you could say that, but like I know some people who like some investors who want to get it out the gutter. They want to get it out the mud,
Yeah,
and they'll get those gutter properties. And I know some people that they like I don't want to touch anything that's not multifamily, so they want multifamily. I mean, I really don't have one. I will say there's a lot more investors that can buy a $50,000 house versus a $500,000 house. So there's a lot more people that you can shop a deal around to. So that is true. Everybody can't afford, Ruth Chris, but a lot of people can afford McDonald's. So
yeah,
you're like, I got some McDonald's properties for you. They can go to a lot of people. That's the
yeah,
only thing I could say is that maybe $100,000 or less. There's a lot of people that can buy those houses. There might not be a lot of people trying to buy mobile homes. Like you can go too cheap. There's some there like I would say that's probably a sweet spot at around, maybe I don't know what you want to say, Bar 50 to 100,000. Like, everybody can, but you,
I would say the absolute sweet spot is 50 to 150. Like that
yeah,
50 to 150, that's good stuff,
yeah. You get below 50 and they're like, I'm afraid of that neighborhood.
Sometimes if
Uh,
you get down to 50, some people won't go that low because of the type of neighborhood that it's going to be in, the type of condition that it's probably going to be in if it get down to 50. But if you go 100 to 150, it's usually like maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Um, and it's usually decent. Like it's decent enough to pay $100,000 for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it must be decent enough. Must be in a decent enough neighborhood where people pay $100,000 to live in that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So like I think that is a good one. Like I really don't like seeing properties come by me that's over 300,000. It's like, oh man, it's like that's gonna be hard to get rid of. Over
single
300,
family.
yeah, single family. It's like, oh man, over 300,000. Oh man, but you get me down into to the twos and the ones, I'm like, okay, it's a sweet spot right here. Like that's what
Yeah,
I buy. I'm buying in the ones. I'm buying in the ones trying to sell for the twos. Buying the ones trying to sell for the twos. Like that's what I like to do. So got anything around Atlanta? Hit me up. The outskirts now, the outskirts of Atlanta. Hit me up. I can buy the ones selling the twos. We good to go. But yeah, man, I think that's kind of a sweet spot. Early 2000s, you can find a neighborhood that was built maybe 90s, early 2000s, or a brick neighborhood, like those old brick neighborhoods, maybe like built in the 80s or something like that, but they all brick, like everybody got brick. They love those type of things. People paint them white, clean up the inside, make them look nice, and then people will come back and buy them. So, like, I think that's a big one. So brick neighborhoods, early 2000s, late 90s. I think those are real good ones because like stuff starting to get old. Roof getting old. All this stuff starting to get old. People want to get upgraded and stuff like that. People probably been living in that house for 15, 20 years or something. They kids that grew up, they done left or something like that, or that kind of stuff. So like at least that's what I'm seeing. Like some of the flips, all the flips that I did early 2000, late 90s. Like that's where it's being. Like all the deals I've done in January right here. Early 2000, late 90s. That's what I was saying. So Ali says, "Yo, I'm coming in late. I'm at a work meeting tuned in. If I got Thad for the fresh cut.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I had to do it for him.
Marietta's and tourists for handing out code violations, no doubt, man. Zone violations, I guess say code violations. And if you have a neighbor who likes to snitch every little thing, your property is in trouble. Yeah, no doubt, man. You know, you got to snitch your neighbors. You know, so there are people out there that I'll buy some of these cheap ones from. Yeah, no doubt, man. Some of the cheap ones, you know, there's people out here that buy super cheap properties. Thad, I know a guy who
Yeah.
buys super properties. So
Yeah, yeah.
I know a YouTuber named Dan buy. Yeah, Dan buy houses. I think he may hit me up. I don't even think I responded. I gotta hit him up. I hit him back, but Dan buy
Don't feel
houses.
bad, Cordero. He didn't respond to Dan either. Yeah.
Uh, he like hood houses. Yeah, no doubt. Some people like hood houses and doing full guts. Dan, I looked in Carrollton. You know, in Carrollton, like that 27 over there by the square.
Yeah.
Like you on one side of 27, you going to the square, you in the good. You on the other side of 27, you know, you in the hood. Do you know
Yeah.
they're starting to build new constructions
In the
over
hood.
there by the hood, by the
Oh
project?
yeah. I noticed. I frequent there sometimes.
That is
But
crazy. That's what I'm
but
saying.
I seen the new construction. I seen it. I seen it. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Crazy,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, man. Like you know, some people like to buy those cheap houses like that who might be in the hood, but if the hood is coming up, you can buy those houses, really fix them up, and then sell them for 200,000. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, there's people out here that do that. But so that's what you're looking for. What type of property you're looking for? What kind of you looking for? Some type of distress level. Um, Now, can you find this stuff? Like, there's people, this is big debate too. I mean, people do it both ways. Should they be looking for stuff that's on market, like on the internet? Yes or no? And why should they? What's the problem with finding stuff that's on the internet?
Well, I'll start with the problem first. The problem with finding stuff that's on the internet is that
It's so
everybody in Japan, Thailand, in Afghanistan, is competing against you to buy that house. So it's not just you; it's you versus the world. It's you versus the world, and it's you versus some wholesalers.
yeah,
Whereas if it's off market, it's probably just you versus wholesalers. You
yeah,
know, it's you versus wholesalers versus you versus the world. But
yeah.
so that's the problem. And what was the first question? Like, which one is better, or what was the
So
first?
I'm just saying, should they be looking for properties on market? Yes or no?
Oh, should they do it? Should you do it? I know people who do it and they make money from doing it. So I can't tell you not to do it. I don't do it. But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can't. But I know that they send a lot of offers, and you probably want to get you. I mean, you probably want to get an agent or be an agent because when you're filling out that long agent contract, because a lot of people that are on the market have agents. Not all of them, but most of them have agents. And a lot of those agents want you to send a. They don't want your wholesale contract. They want an actual agent, like whatever your state standard contract is. So either you need to get really good at filling out that state standard contract, or you need to get a real estate agent that's gonna like put in a bunch of offers for you, like put in this offer, put in this offer. I mean, one or the other.
Or maybe you can get them to,
The
represent you,
agent.
put an offer. Sometimes you can get them
Yeah,
to.
yeah, 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 yeah. You could maybe, and that's true. Byron's right. You could maybe get that agent. You're like, hey, and if you got that agent to represent you, they might take your deal over somebody else's because they're gonna get a commission from your side of the deal. So since they're like, if I deal with this guy, I'm gonna get money from him buying this house. So let me help this guy buy this house.
Yeah.
God, what do you need? Because I want to make more money. I want to double my commission by helping the buyer. Oh, look, I found a buyer. So
Yeah.
they might do that. But then, like y'all know, some wholesalers, I mean, some agents think that wholesalers are up to no good. So, they're like, do you have the money for this? Do you have proof of funds? You know, let me see your bank account.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's buying off market versus, or yeah, so you can buy on market, or you can wholesale on market.
What's up, Cass? Cass said, "What's
What's
up,
up,
man?"
Cass? What's up, man?
So Aaron says, "Good afternoon, Byron and Thad." Good afternoon, Aaron. What's
Good
going on?
afternoon, man.
But yeah, man, a lot of people trying to look on market at finance and on market, like, man, this is on the market, man. Like, this is on the internet. Even if I had a buyer for it, like, all that they got to do is type in the address, and boom, it pops up on the internet for sale. It's like, if you're gonna find something on market, you need to get it at a discount. So if they got it up there for 200,000, you need to have it for like 130,000, right? A steep discount under what they got it listed for, so you can bring it to somebody. It pop up for 200,000. You like, hey, look, I can give it to you for 140 though, right now. It's
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? So like, you got to get it below what they getting it for. You know what I'm saying? Or what they got it listed for.
yeah,
That's a way to do that. But like I said, it's easy to get off market. I never really understood off market when I was first getting started. I was like, why not just use the on market stuff and some deals right here, But like it, and I think one of the biggest things is it's hard to figure out how to find off market property. So, but like Dan said, I guess this leads us to our next thing. How do they go about finding these properties? Like, you told us what to look for, what to find, but how? Like, how do I find off market? Like, it's so easy to just type into Google and see houses pop up. I want the houses that I can just hit the Google and pop up. That's easy on me. But you
yeah.
tell me, don't do that. Go find off market. How?
And the example of what we've been talking about lately, I mean, today has been locally, but I started locally, but I'm going to mention virtually, because I do a lot of virtual wholesaling. So, virtually, I mean, you can go on Propstream and pull, vacant lists. Like, you're like, I want a list where the person doesn't live there, though the home is vacant. They have liens on their house.
So where you
You
going
know,
for these lists again?
you said what?
Where you going to get these lists?
Going to Propstream. I
Oh,
heard
okay.
you could also go to Batch. I cannot confirm or deny that. But I
Are
go to
these
Propstream.
apps or these websites? Or
Propstream is a website. They may have an app. They probably have an app.
I think they do.
Um, I believe the REI of the future here, Byron, had has a link for you to get Propstream. I went for like 7 days or something. Seven
Yes,
days
sir.
for free.
Trial is below.
But if you go on Propstream, not only can you find cash buyers, but you can find properties. I mean, you can find properties, tax liens, vacant.
Three, foreclosure.
Uh, you can even, I mean, I don't know if anybody does this, but you can even find like senior citizen ones, and you like maybe like some senior citizens don't want to have to deal with having a bunch of properties in their golden years. You
Yeah,
know,
they're looking
like
to
it's
cash out.
they're like, yeah, I just want to cash out. I just want to cash out. So, you can even set. They have a thing that says like senior something, senior. Hit the senior button, and it'll have all the people that own their houses for like 50, 60 years, 70 years. I don't know, like a long time, and they're looking to cash out. So as it could be a good list, and some of them have a lot of properties. I had a
Yeah.
guy, he's 86. We were gonna buy two of his properties. One of them had a thing with his title, a title issue, so I couldn't buy the one. But we did one, and then he had another, I don't know, like 10 houses. like Covington, like he was all over Lithonia, like he was
Yeah,
all over the place. But the other houses so far he wanted too much money for him. I might have to hit him back up. I don't know if y'all know, but some of the older people get a little stubborn on the number. Like I thought I told you. They thought they like I told you the number. They're not backing down.
yeah,
I'm like I don't know what it is, but there's certain old people that I don't know, like they get I guess they get more stubborn or something the older they get, but like you could show him any kind of evidence, the market could be going down, but he's not going down.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but hey Byron, remember that time that property in Charleston?
yeah, yeah,
That a
yeah.
year later, the guy wanted the same price, but that's
Oh,
out there.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but if I think it was in Monk's Corner, but I think maybe some of those old people that had a certain price and it never changed. If the market goes up, it's a deal. You're like,
No
deal.
doubt. Yeah, I remember that.
I like
Yeah,
you still want 250,000.
yeah,
That's all you
same.
want. You just want,
That's
please.
what happened to me. That one dude that I had that ended up being like a 60K deal. I stayed with him for like a year talking to him, and over that whole year, he stayed at the same price. So, and the market was going up. So, yeah, it ended up working out. But so network between agents and investors is extremely taboo. For some reason, the big dogs always work together, so it's kind of a thing like black people. I don't know, man. Maybe that can make sense of that for me, but
uh,
I do think that wholesalers look at agents in a certain way sometimes, rarely though. But I think agents definitely all seem to say that wholesalers are bad. Most all of them, right? It's just that the agents that's really about getting money, they don't mind. They just want to make money. They in there to make a deal.
yeah.
I think those are true like entrepreneurial style agents. They just about business. But yeah, I think the big dogs all do that. They just understand that these are just different exit strategies. And they all can be used. So
Instead of black people versus the police, well, I'll probably maybe do like the vampires and the werewolves. Shout out to Herschel Walker or something, but we'll make it a little more light. But yeah. But I feel like I feel like to be the best wholesaler you can be, you probably gonna have to use some agents. There's
Well,
gonna
the
be
more people that you get involved, the more strategies, the more people that you use. Like, in order to be the best wholesaler, you need to use agents. You need to use other wholesalers. You need to use, you need to use people. Like, you need to use as many people as can possibly be used. Right?
exactly. And I mean, if I said I'm never gonna talk to him, or it's gonna be like a taboo thing or something, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of deals I wouldn't have today. I mean, some of my buyers are agents. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like, and I found them by calling agents.
yeah. Man,
So
agents
so I
ain't negative.
yeah, so I don't know. Byron, I guess you never seen Underworld.
No.
See, vampires versus werewolves, man. Vampires versus werewolves. All right,
Not
man.
seen the underworld. Anybody ever seen the underworld?
It's
I
a
don't.
Underworld. Underworld is a very
Put
well
one in
known.
the chat if
Is
you
a
see
very
the
well known
underworld. Put
example.
one
It's a very well known example.
in the chat.
But you
Anyway,
know,
so they can get lists from places like Propstream or propstream.com, batchleads.io, I think it is, list source. These are all websites you can go to, and they provide lists of properties like all over the place, right? How do you know what to search for? That gave you like people who have liens. Like, you can go in there and filter out people who have liens, people who are pre-foreclosure, senior citizens, all this different stuff. Those are people in different distress levels, right? So those are the ones you want to target. And then where do you want to target? I would always say, man, target outside of a metro city, but outside. right? Me and Thad was talking the other day though. Another good kind of area to target is like I think it's the same thing. Outside of the metro cities are a bunch of smaller cities, right? These are like mid-major cities, right? So like they're cities, but they're not very big. They're small cities, right? But they're close to the city, right? They're mid-majors, but there's some mid-majors that are like, and I say mid-major, I kind of get that word from like sports, right? It's like, you got your big dog like Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ohio State, but no, then you got your mid majors like you know, SMU, Temple, TCU used to be looked at as like a mid major, but you have the smaller scale people.
They
But
they
I think,
still mid major.
yeah, evidence shows that they still mid major. But you know, these towns that are like, I would say maybe around what you say, stat 60 to 100,000 people.
Maybe 60, maybe 30 to 100,000.
Yeah, maybe 30 to 100,000, maybe 30 to 80,
Maybe
maybe
30 to 80.
30, maybe
Yeah, man.
30, right? Probably try to get somewhere in the middle, right? And Thad came up with other qualifiers. What are the other qualifiers, Thad? Of a good mid major,
Dude,
it got a college.
yeah, this guy right here, yes,
And
places with
don't tell
colleges,
y'all any
places,
secrets. Just to
places,
let you know,
places,
complete
places,
disclaimer: Thad does not like telling
places,
secrets.
places. Nobody ever asked these questions. Uh, places, places with military bases, places with colleges.
State
Even
running group is another good one. Like
you said what?
if it's a mid-major tank town, let's say 30 to 80,000, and it got the interstate going through it, that's another pretty good one, right?
Yeah.
Military bases, colleges, interstate going through, because that interstate, people just travel, man. People go up and down, people move, right? So I see that as another one. Like, I've got tons of deals from towns that's along the interstate, right? It's like tons of deals, right? So I think that's another good one. But yeah, those places is where you want to look. And me and Thad always, maybe Thad, let me not speak for Thad. I always like to find a buyer within that area first. Right? It's like,
Yeah.
let me find a buyer. Like, I would look and I'll pick out that target area, but let me find a buyer, because like some of y'all like send me properties. It's like, you got a buyer? It's like, no. It's like, hey, is this a deal? I have no clue, because unless it's just a home run, I can always identify a home run. But sometimes like a deal is not a home run, but it's still a deal. Like my first deal wasn't a home run, but it was a deal. The lady wanted 60. I thought I had to talk her down to 50. I didn't have to talk her down to 50. I just needed to find a buyer that would buy above 60. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I think Thad was kind of the same way with his deal that was down there
Yeah.
in South Georgia. It was like he had the guy at a price. He just needed to find a buyer that would pay more, right? Like,
Just needed to find the right buyer, because the first couple, I'm like, man, is this still not a deal? How
this
how
still
low
not a deal.
how low does it need to go? Man, the third price reduction, still not a deal.
Is this
Um,
deal
uh,
not a deal?
I had to go to an agent. I went to an agent, and I was like, and this agent, no, not that agent, bro. I went to another agent. I was like,
Yeah.
she came to the
Oh
house
yeah,
to see.
I remember that.
She came to the house to see the house, and she said had her buyer, and she's like, no, he needs a lower. And I called her. I was like, look, I know, I'm not from here. I know I'm not from around here, but everything that I see about this house, this neighborhood, like this is a really good deal. I'm like, am I missing something? Like, and she said, and I said, just tell me straight up. I said, just tell me straight up. Am I like way off? And it's not like, am I like, oh, is this like a really decent house and a really like at a really good price? And she was like, no, it is a really good house at a really decent price. So I just realized I just had the wrong buyers. I had like I went to that house and I showed it to two agents. I went back, I showed it to like I don't know like three more.
Yeah.
No, but nothing. Then but the first time I went, I took pictures. Then I sent that to a broker, and then I told the broker the first time I sent him the pictures, no, 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 no. And but then after my three price reductions, he came
Yeah.
back and he's like, I got an agent, I got a guy, he's real hungry or whatever. I think he would like it at that price, and that's what happened. But how did I even get on that? How did I get on that? About having a buyer about
Yeah, getting a buyer in that area. Sometimes
get a
you have
buyer in the
people
area.
who don't have buyers. Like I'm
Other than
telling
the first one, other
you,
yeah,
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 yeah. I had plenty of them that was kind of like that, man. Like
yeah,
I had plenty of them where it was like it was a deal, and then only thing I needed to do was find a buyer. Like I said, my first deal, I had already texted, right? I had already texted them multiple times, trying to work them down. Like, it's not a deal. I need them lower. It's not a deal. But that wasn't true. Like some of y'all are sitting on deals. Like, maybe you started texting and that person wanted a price and it's like, it's a deal, but you don't know how to make it a deal, right? Or maybe somebody, let's say they want, 250 and you're like, they too high, I'm moving on. Like, don't move on, ask them for a lower price. It's like, what I'm saying?
so
Ask them and just keep working them. But the thing is, if you find a buyer, then you know where you need to be. It's like I got this person right now, they want 270. My buyers say 220. I can offer you 220, right? That's with me making my fee. But I can offer them 220, right? So I'm staying at 220. Right now, they're down to 235. I'm staying at 220. We're gonna see what happens, right? But the thing is, I'm able to make them a legit offer. The buyers already went over there to see it. I made them a legit offer 220, right? So you just got to be able to make them that kind of offer and see if they take it. Because I had other properties where it's like the guy wanted, I think, 265, and I could only offer 230. Right? He came down to 230, and I sold it for 250. Right? But he came down. It's like, dude, but you got to have offers to know. Like, I would have never knew that I needed him at 230. Right? I could have looked at that and said, oh man, it's not a deal. I need you at 200 just because I'm just guessing. Right? But if I knew, like, that person gonna buy for 250, now I know, I just need to get him below 250. Right? So it's kind of like wholesaling without a buyer is kind of like wholesaling blind, right? There's some people, that probably can do it better. Like they'll use different cash comps, they'll, more experienced people, they're gonna know kind of what that property would sell for. But as a new person, go find you a buyer, man. They'll help out a lot with your ability to be able to know, okay, this is a deal, and to be able to say, okay, I got a number, right? That's one thing me and Thad Big on. It's like, I think I got a deal. Hey, you talk to a buyer about a number, it's like, I got a number. It's like once you get that, that was like the game is on. You know what I'm saying? That's all about just getting that person below that number to make this deal a deal. So, you know, so Anita said Target, Chick-fil-A. Do they got a Target? Do they got Chick-fil-A? I think Chick-fil-A, yes. They probably mid-majors may not have a Target, right? If they do have a
what?
Target,
What? Come on, man.
you
If
think
you
there's
did major,
Target?
you got a target, man.
You think there's Target in Statesboro?
Yeah,
No.
I'm sure there's a target in 6 months.
Let me look it up.
I,
Uh,
I'm sure I'm
I've
sure there's
been
a
there
target in
before. I
Rome.
don't remember seeing a Target.
I'm
They got
sure
one recently.
I'm
Nope,
sure
they
there's a
don't have a Target.
target,
They don't have a
man.
Target.
All right, is there a target? Let me think. Is there a target in Athens?
Probably.
Is there a
Okay, so
target?
mid major's gonna have a target, but a lot of them ain't. Right? No, Millersville, no target. They got big lots.
What about Athens? But you said but what you said 50,000 or like 40,000 people. That what you call it, don't have those cities don't have that many people.
What's that? Yeah, Athens got a target. I mean, you got UGA over there. They're gonna have a target.
You got UGA.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, a lot of places in South Georgia, I don't know too many places with a target in South
We
Georgia.
got a Trudy got a coming.
Trudy, what's going on, Trudy? So right, because I can't do anything blind, I need to see what I'm working with, especially being a new person to this. It helps out a new person, right? Like me, I probably can look at Dad can look at a property and know, like, because he's done deals, he can look at it and be like, oh, if I get it out of that, I know I can turn it into a deal, should be able to, right? I can look at a property and be like, okay, if I can get it down to this, it's a deal, right? But at the same time, we could be wrong. What if the buyer will pay more? You know what I'm saying? You thinking you got to get them there with, they may walk away from you, right? Let's just say, if Dad got somebody down to 130 and he think he got to get them to 100, he's like, I can't do nothing with this. Dad 130. What if the buyer would buy it at 150? And he doesn't know. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why you gotta find these buyers, man. It's like, that's why buyers are big time. That's why buyers are money, because you walk away from that person who want 130 when you could have walked away with 20K, right? Like, that's why
Yeah.
the buyers is money,
I
man.
mean, I think of it sometime like about like if you're fishing and you're like I'm fishing as a business and
Yeah,
you're like okay in this ocean or this lake there's all these kinds of fish, but these different kinds of fish need different kinds of bait, right? So you're like I need different kind of bait for
yeah,
different kinds of fish, but then like you like this restaurant over here only sell catfish.
yeah.
Okay, well, all right. So they sell catfish, but I got a snapper. It's like, okay, before I use the bait to catch the snapper, do I have a restaurant that wants to buy snapper? Like,
Yeah.
I don't a restaurant that wants to buy. What you doing? Maybe you should be looking for catfish, like,
Exactly.
but like, like it just came to me. But
There you go. Good one though,
but
Dad. It's like,
that's a
dude,
good one. That's
I
a
got
good.
somebody who I met who said they want catfish. They will pay me if I bring them catfish. It's like, but I'm over here trying to catch snapper. I'm trying to catch brim.
Snapper.
I'm trying to catch bass. Right?
You want this bass? No. You want
Yeah.
this bass? No.
Or I'm just gonna go fishing for random stuff. And I ain't trying to find nobody who really want. I don't even know if I know anybody who want to buy fish. I'm just gonna go fishing for some random stuff. Right? It's like, you catching stuff you don't even know if it's good. You don't know. You don't know if anybody gonna buy. You just hoping, right? When there's people out there that you can go talk to easily, and you can figure out what type you need to be fishing for, right? That way, when you throwing stuff out there, like, hey, I'm throwing, bait that's gonna catch catfish, and I know if I catch a catfish, then I'm gonna be able to sell it to this guy, right? It's
I
like,
mean, if you don't go ahead.
that's kind of how it is with me and Thad. It's like, if we texting somebody and they say yes, they want to sell, it's like we already got their buyer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
calling the restaurant right now. Hey, I got some catfish, man. How much
like,
you pay for
bring
this
it on, bring
catfish?
it on, bring it on.
If you don't have the end restaurant, end buyer, then like, just like you could maybe go to like a fish market and be like, here, like go to a middleman and
Yeah,
take your fish to the middleman, and then they're gonna upsell your fish to somebody else. You know.
exactly.
But that's what
That's
happens
another
when
wholesale.
yeah, you could take your deal to another wholesaler and they're gonna upsell your deal, or find some kind or split it or something. But that's what happens when you go to wholesalers. But hopefully you got a
And that's
restaurant.
really wrong with that. Like, that's still another way to make money. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
still another
Like,
way to make money.
it's better than not
Um,
deals at all.
Yeah, it's better to make some money off your fish, any way you can. But
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, the fish method. Can I coin that? I don't know. I'm gonna make it to a children's book.
There we go.
Wholesale,
So
a wholesaling children's book.
maybe we write a book like Wholesaling for Dummies.
Yeah,
Right?
so easy a child could do it.
So Anita says it's good to know your area and at least a ballpark ARV, so that the buyer don't try to get over and lowball you. Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. You definitely want to know your area. You definitely want to be well connected with a lot of different type of buyers in the area to create some competition. I would say that ARV, especially these days, is really hard to gauge, right? Because of the way that the market is. But you should have some type of ballpark of where that is, right? But yeah, so we definitely talked about what you should be looking for, and we talked about how you can find it. Another way to find them, besides going to propstream.com, link below, place like Batchley, List Source, you can a lot of people talk about driving for dollars. You can drive around. You can just look around. Like I tell people all the time, like you got thousands of dollars all around you. Like the person down the road, grass is high, man. You ride by them every day. It's like you ride by the people every day. You ride past deals every day. You ride past a deal. It's like, you just got to start paying attention to what's going on around you. Some of y'all just need to pay attention to what's around. Some of y'all can drive for dollars. You can go on those, Propstream, List Source, Batch Leads, find them there. Facebook Marketplace, you can make a post. You can look for stuff on Facebook Marketplace, people trying to sell properties. Or you can make a post like, hey, look, I'm working with investors. I'm looking to purchase property in this area. Anybody that's looking to sell or know anybody that's looking to sell, hit me up. I'm looking for properties to buy. Bam. People at least know that you looking to do this. And it's like you may know somebody that that's looking to sell, or you may know somebody like, oh dang, such and such just sold their property over here. They were looking to sell. Well, they didn't know that you wanted to find those type of properties, right? They didn't know that you was even involved in real estate because you ain't said nothing. It's like tell people what you do, man. It's like I tell people like I made over $100,000 at my job, at teaching from the other teachers, right? Because they needed to sell. Like I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deals from the people at my job. Right?
Some of y'all wholesales need to go get a job. Apparently, some
You
people
just start talking to the people at your current job. It's like,
you're like, I just work here for the leads. I work here for the leads.
Leads, man. This lead, I guarantee it is. You telling me nobody at your job has sold a house?
I guess it depends on where you work. I guess it'll be, some jobs probably got more leads than others.
On average, how long you think people stay at a job? Probably year, 2 years.
I mean, it depends on where you work.
At your job for 5 years. Let's say hypothetically, you've been at your job 5 years. You don't think nobody at your job has sold a house? You don't think anybody at your job knows somebody who has sold a house?
Plenty of of the careers that I've had, people are selling houses.
Or they know somebody who's selling houses.
Or they know somebody that's selling the house, and they can point them in your. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Trudy said, "Closed mouth don't get fed." Exactly.
Don't get fed, man.
And I ain't getting fed.
Man, you got to put it out there. There's people that that know people who need to sell. Like, I got deals like that 24/7, man. It's just letting people know what I do. There's people who know what I do who drive by a house and be like, oh, dang, that house look like his need to be, and I got the deal. Because somebody I knew that I would want the house. They was driving around. Now you got other people Now you got other people looking for you. Right? It's like now you got other people looking for you, working for you, just because you said, hey, if you know, I'm in real estate. I work with investors looking to buy houses. If you know anybody who buy houses, or you see anybody who might want to buy, or hey, keep your eyes open. If you see anything like this, let me know. It could turn into a deal, man. That could turn into $20,000, $30,000, $10,000. For a lot of people, extra $10,000, $20,000 would change a lot. It would change a lot of stuff, Then that's like Max Maxwell used to say, you are freaking one deal away, right? You get $20,000. You know what you can do with that? Go get you some Propstream, go get you some leads, go get you some launch control, and then you on to the races, right? You know what I'm saying? You can even go get investor lift. Now you got the full package. You got leads, you got buyers, you got, what I'm saying? You off to the races, man. One deal could change everything. That's gonna lead to your next deal, and your next deal is gonna trickle. Like I started off with 36,000 because I did 2 deals at one time. But that 36,000 then turned into, you know what I'm saying? It's like that first deal turned into, you know what I'm saying? It's like his first deal, man, not just the money you made off the first deal, but the connections you done made off just doing one transaction. The connection with the attorney's office, the connection with the buyer, the connection with other people, buyers that you ran into, your experience of doing the whole thing. That alone, like, you made so much money off doing one deal. That's why you say you are one deal away from blowing everything up. You one deal away, man. It's crazy, but that's just the truth, man. So you gotta put it out there, man. You can't be scared to let people know what you do. So, like, man, I wish I watched something like this when I was getting started, man. People talk about how I can go out here, what I need to be looking for, how can I go about finding stuff, but the number one key is like you can listen to a lot of stuff, but you got to take action. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the key. Like, listening to stuff, trying to gain knowledge is great, but to actually do, right? It's easy to listen to something, but to actually do it, now that right there is the key. Like that is impressive to actually go out there and do it.
Listen with a little bit of action, listen in action.
Ooh, you miss a little bit of listening with a little bit of action. Boy, you got some rocket fuel, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, you be the took off, man. A little bit of listening with a little bit of action, man. So networking, that's what it's all about. Hey, yeah, you gotta network, man. You gotta go out there and get connected with people. So, but yeah, man, you mix listening with a little bit of action. I mean, sometimes it's just a little bit of action. And next thing you know, it's like I don't think I was taking massive action when I first started. Like I made $36,000 and I wasn't taking massive action. Right?
I was just doing a little something. Now when you were working at Papa John's and getting out your car and taking pictures, that was pretty massive.
But my thing is though, like I bought Propstream. I didn't skip trace 5,000 leads. I just skipped trace a couple of hundred leads. I didn't buy the highest thing on batch. I bought the lowest thing on batch leads. I did the free trial for the 500 text messages, and then I may have reloaded my text like $50. Like I may have spent like maybe $150, $200 on refilling it. Like I wasn't going out here and I didn't go and spend $6,000. I didn't go and spend, I didn't go crazy spending money. Oh, I'll take massive action. I'm finna go out here and just buy up all kind of leads and do all this. I didn't go out there and do all that kind of stuff. I didn't go get no coaching. I didn't go out here and do all that. I didn't take the crazy. Like I did just little basic, right? It was like I think I took some basic stuff. Now some of the stuff, I was texting people while I was at Papa John's, calling people while I was at Papa John's, going to see houses while I was at Papa John's. It's like, I was doing all that kind of stuff, but I don't think I was just taking such a, like, I could have took way more action, especially in the beginning. Like I should have probably, if I was to way more action, I would have blew up. Like dude, don't you think that like even me and
I
you,
I
like
I
what we were
I
doing,
mean,
even at our peak, we wasn't taking as massive action as we could. If we did,
we
like
didn't.
I'm pretty sure you wanted to. I'm pretty sure that is
I
a massive
mean, I
taker.
I I like the whole like the old way you could test. Like technically, had we made more templates, we could have sent like 100,000 templates, 100,000 tests a day. There was no limit. There was
Yeah,
no limit. The only limit was how many templates we had.
and
So like
we should have been nationwide. We should have been nationwide. Like we
like
could.
it didn't change the price. Like once you bought that thing, it was like based on how many templates you had. So
Yeah.
all we had to do was just write templates every day, and we could have literally just hold down enter and hit the whole United States. Every
Yeah,
single house, every single woman and child could have got a message from us,
that's
and
what
we
we should.
didn't do it.
That should have been our mission. Like, dude, we had
It
people.
was it was. Somebody said not money making activities. You know, I once
But
upon a time somebody told me that wasn't a money making activity. It was, but you know,
my thing is, we didn't
but
have
we
the
could have done more. We
we
could
didn't
have
have
done other things.
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't have the mindset of let's go everywhere, right? We didn't have the mindset of let's be nationwide.
Well, I think at one point, we
Oh,
tried. I tried. I tagged Russia. I froze it there. You know, like, out in the cold, I froze it there. Uh, failed campaign, military campaign. But yeah, I did. I tried to Napoleon it up. Yeah. Remember at one point I had 3 launch controls. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Like attack.
yeah.
Like,
But
but
my thing was like maybe that I don't know. Maybe that was wrong timing, or maybe we definitely didn't have like we took the method of having the right buyers in place like
yeah,
before.
having the right buyers in
Like,
place.
you had the
I
right
mean,
buyers in place, and then like you was texting in a lot of different markets. I was texting in one, but we was kind of texting about the same amount. But just imagine if we would have took the same massive action that I did in one market, and then if you'd have went that hard in each market, you see what I'm saying? Like if you'd have went
yeah.
as hard as I did in
It,
one market, in each
sometimes
market,
it's
you
hard though
probably
to
had the same results.
get get as deep though, like in one market. It takes time, but we didn't even take that. I would say the effort to get so deep in all those markets. Like to get like really really deep. It was more like a shallow, like just quick. Locusts just go by.
Yeah,
You
we was
know,
just like, whoop, got out of there. You know what I'm saying?
but no, there's a lot of things. But I really can't. You can't really knock the stuff you did in the past.
No,
Like
no, no.
know better, know better, do better. Know better, do better.
Yeah, no better time to do it than now. I'm just saying though, like it doesn't even take it doesn't even take massive action. It just takes some action. It's
Take
like
consistent action though. So
consistent. Yeah,
some
yeah. So we
consistent.
were consistent. Like
Mhm.
we was always
People like I tested today, no deal. I took some action. No, take some consistent
yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Some
Texted
consistent
for a month
action.
now.
You said what?
I texted for a month. That's
Yeah, I
consistent.
tested for. I'm like, man, you tested for a month, and he's like, yeah. I talked to a wholesaler, and he's like, yeah, I used to have some VAs, and I was testing, and I was like, oh, for real? I said, you didn't get a deal? He's like, well, I tested for like a month, maybe a month and 2 weeks or something. I didn't get a deal, and I just stopped. That's it. That was the end of the story. You just stopped. You know, you talk to who are we talking to? Ty.
Yeah.
Ty Investor said it took 6 months. You know, but
Yeah.
look at me now.
Yeah. It's
Um,
crazy, man. Yeah,
but
it took 6 months. I think Keith was probably about the same thing. But like I remember texting, like you said, for like maybe like a couple of weeks, and I was like, man, I'm finna stop this, man. I don't know. This junk don't work. Da, da, da. And now I remember people saying like the deals in the follow up. So I followed up. Next thing you know, deal. You know, it was crazy.
Roy's
But yeah.
got a question.
All right. So let's see. So
Good
Roy,
afternoon, man.
afternoon, everybody. What's going on, Roy? Man, we just hanging in here talking some wholesale real estate. Question: approximately how large of a list would you say you should purchase in order to close a deal? Like I was saying, man, like I skip treats a list of a couple of hundred people, but it all depends on your market. Like I was in a mid-major market, right? It wasn't a ton of people. You know, they did have a Target, they did have a college, right? It was a mid-major place. So I skip trace a couple of hundred. You know, dad skip trace 20,000 in one place and didn't get no deal. Right. So it's like it all depends on choosing that market, knowing a bunch of buyers. I think if Thad would have known a ton of buyers in that market, he probably got a deal.
Yeah, like, cause I had an iBuyer at the time, and I started it. Like, I'm like, okay, they buy catfish. All right, I got something. I'm gonna go find some catfish. As soon as like, as I say, like, hey, you ready for this catfish? They're like, hold up. They're like, hold up, hold up. We have an internal problem. Okay, okay. Hey, I caught another catfish. Hold up, hold up. So the catfish is going bad. You know, like I'm like, man, this catfish about to go bad, man. Like you gotta like, what's up? What's up? Then they say we're not buying any more catfish until next year. I'm like, oh man, I already bought this list.
I told
Like,
that. I said that. Look, you don't have multiple buyers in that market. He was like, but they're bad. I'm like, dude, you need at least three. Like, you need to go somewhere where there's multiple buyers in these
yeah, I
markets.
had one. Now, the one I had, like I said, they normally buy as many properties as possible. You know, it's like it'd be like if you had Walmart or something. You know, like you're like, oh man, Walmart buys my socks. How many other buyers do you need? But when Walmart says we're not buying your stuff no more, you know, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
And so I like all that fish. Like I had a bunch of fish in the boat, and a lot of it was like rotting in the field. You know, because like it's like I'm like, okay, you know, we'll have you an offer soon. Then a week goes by, then 2 weeks go by, then 3 weeks go by, and the properties were, you know, 350,000, 400,000. This is not your normal like, you know, $50,000 to $100,000 houses. These are like 350. You know, they're not like little small houses that you could just give to some, you know, Joe Schmo kind of thing. But yeah, yeah,
so yeah, man,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would say first thing you may want to ask how many buyers should you have. Like I would say get you some buyers, and then after that, like the more tied you are with the buyers in that area, the best buyers, the less leads you will need. Right? Like, the better your buyer network is, the less leads you will need for the area. So that's what I would say. I would say just make sure you get connected with buyers, and then, like I said, then you can start getting leads, and then start feeding it to the buyers. Go
Hey,
ahead,
hey,
Dad.
Roy, see if you like, I don't know if you have any buyers, but see if you can find a buyer that pays at 80% ARV. I mean, you
Yeah,
probably not gonna find one no better
bring
than
up
that.
top right
But if
there.
you but if you can find somebody that's paying 80% ARV, you probably won't need that many leads. Because
Yeah,
there will
exactly.
probably be somebody that around 75, and you'll find a quick deal.
Yeah,
If your buyers are buying at 50% of ARV, you probably gonna be looking for a long time. You
yeah.
know,
It's for a good
see,
time.
a lot of people are around like 70% ARV minus repairs. That's what
Yeah,
most people are at. But if you can find an 80, like I was talking to an 80 the other day, and I found a house and it was at 80, and he wanted to buy it. You know, the
yeah.
sellers changed their mind. The sellers changed their mind.
Uh,
Uh,
man.
the 100K one you saw the other day.
Oh
That
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. I was like, this might just be a deal. It was a deal.
yeah.
I didn't even have to talk them down. I said,
Yeah,
will
but
you
the
do
thing
I said,
is,
would you do
it was a deal.
105?
But you knew it was a deal when they said the number. Why did you know it was a deal? Because you already knew the buyer.
Yeah, I already knew the buyer.
You could have looked at that number. You know the
Rory
buyer.
said 50%. He said his buyer. Are your buyers at 50%? Or are you laughing at 50%? Man, some of these buyers be like, oh yeah, about 50%. You know, But yeah, you if you get your buyer like 80, it won't take you that long. I mean, but I don't know. There's not a lot of buyers buying at 80, but they out here though.
Yeah,
Um, so you
yeah,
know,
they out here,
I
man. But I would just say, man, find you some buyers, man. Find you some buyers. It's gonna make all the difference. It's not about necessarily the list as much as it is finding some solid buyers. I would say first. Now, you can go buy some distressed lists and hit some people up, and maybe you'll find a deal. You know, but you will be way more educated on really what's you have all the pieces right there of the puzzle, and you be able to put them together a lot easier if you go out there and find buyers first, right? So
Rory, are you calling or texting or mailing or door knocking or
RVM or
yeah, I just because a lot of the stuff that we talking about, I think about texting first, but I didn't even consider if you were calling, how many leads it might take. Um, I'm just curious because I just assume texting because I'm always texting, but maybe you're not even texting, maybe you're door knocking or something, and it might even have higher returns. And I just, I'm just curious. Before I give you some information, I should probably ask how what are you gonna do with these leads?
yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of times people ask that question, like how large of a list would it take? Me and Thad actually have two people that's doing some cold calling.
Good cold calling right now. That's exactly what I was thinking about. They're cold calling, but we're right now we're seeing, cold calling versus texting, you know, but yeah, I don't know, versus door knocking versus mailers versus ringless voicemail. Uh,
So I haven't started yet. I will be texting. I'm in Canada, man. So the process of getting started was interesting. No doubt, man. Update Canada, Texas. Oh man. I don't know if they allow you Canadians to use Launch Control, but the texting platform that I would suggest you use is down below. Launch Control. Use my link, man. I'll hook you up with some perks, right? Get you some stuff that you can use, and like you'll be able to see kind of how we go about texting people.
yeah,
So,
Roy. Roy, yeah, bro. We started like my first deal that I got. It was through texting as well.
so DJ Lightsoul said, cold calling sucks in Atlanta. Yeah, you probably get cussed out and all kind of stuff, man. But hey, you get yourself a deal. I need to figure out the tax laws first. The tax laws or the tax laws?
I think he's talking about probably because international, like
Maybe.
he's making money in the United States. Does he pay his taxes to the states? He pays taxes to Canada. That's probably what he's talking about.
But my
You know.
thing is, dude, you ain't gonna get taxed unless you make money. It's like you know what I'm saying. You gotta get a deal first. It's like you gotta get a deal before you get taxed. Like a lot of people like, oh, what about the taxes? What about the taxes? Like, dude, you got to make money first. It's like, what I'm saying? Before you start worrying about the taxes, worry about making the money. It's like make the money. And if you make the money and you don't spend it, then you ain't gotta worry about that. You just wait for the tax bill to come and you just pay. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's correct. Canada taxes. What? I don't know exactly what he's saying right
He
there.
said, "Man, yeah." He said, "Yeah, that's correct. Canada tested the hell out of you." That's what he said. I got you, Roy. Don't worry, man.
I don't know exactly what that, but break that down though.
What you mean? What you mean? What you want me
It's
to
a
break?
lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. The taxes in Canada are higher. Like they have
Oh,
universal health
oh,
care. They have a lot of public
oh,
services. It's kind of like
oh,
it's kind of like the California of
I was
countries
thinking
in
about
Canada.
out of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
I thought that was out of. I
out of
guess
here.
we're used to that.
Yeah, man, out of here, man,
That's
out of
pretty
here.
cool, man. You know, I use the word, but it's like to see somebody type it.
You
It's like,
you like what is it? Out
yeah,
yeah, out
yeah.
here. Man, I got you. I got you, Rory, man. I'm here for you, man.
Oh,
I'm here
please.
for you, man.
Yeah, Canada with yeah, I would imagine, man. They got a lot more stuff going on there, but still, you got to make money first. The first objective is to make money. Second
But
objective,
he got a comment right there. I see what he's talking about.
yeah. Um, so the corporation is not set up right. I'll be double taxed. So I had to get that straight. Yeah, no doubt.
Is it straight now? You got it straight now? You ready to get started? We
Yeah,
told there on Monday. I asked for anybody who was about to get started. Did anybody, do you need some help? You
yeah,
know, it was Monday, but everybody was too nervous. I guess you're the only person that said they hadn't started yet. So I don't know. Did you get your corporation thing fixed?
yeah, man. We trying to reach out to people that's trying to get started, man. Trying to help some people. I told y'all the Texas number
Text
right here.
me and I'll text you back.
Yeah. Look, man, number two, man. I'm still look, man.
Man, you don't get a suit. Byron trying
You
to get a suit, man. Copyright, trademark infringement.
you
Text
are
me and I'll text you back.
yeah, man.
Man, you're gonna have to have Flipman on here and then put that at the bottom. So
I'm pretty sure Flip Man will be proud of me.
he
I
will
like
be. He will be.
he
He'll
will
be
be proud
laughing.
of
He'll
me.
be laughing. He'll be
Flip Man
laughing.
will be
He'll be
proud of
laughing.
me, man.
He'll be laughing. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's gonna be funny.
yeah.
It's gonna
But
be funny.
anyway,
It's gonna be
so
real funny.
text me, man. I hit you back, man. Want to talk to some people about wholesaling real estate, man. We trying to help people, man.
Hey
You know,
man, I think Byron put my Facebook in a link today. I don't know if he did, but
down
I
below.
I actually had somebody. I had Daniel hit me up the other day, but I'm always in the chair, so I don't know. I don't know if I can help you, but I'll try to point you in the right direction if I can't do it.
He can help you. Don't worry. So,
He got my EIN this morning, man. Hot
hey,
off the
there
presses.
you go,
Hot off the presses. All
man.
right, man. Well, like you said, you can text Byron, you message me. I'm trying to remember what Monday. I'm like, what were we gonna do for a new person? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I think we were gonna do something, but now isn't that bad? Like it's been 4 days. 4 days and nobody needed any help, and I done forgot what we were gonna do.
I don't know, but you hit us up, man. We'll
Yeah,
definitely
hit it. Yeah, hit
do
us up
what we
and
can to
we'll
get
get
you
you.
going. We trying to help people, man. So we trying to see if we can get some people some deals, man. Get you a deal, get your first deal, change everything for you, stuff like that. So we trying to help some people, man. You really,
Fly you down to Georgia.
yeah, man.
Whatever.
Going.
Yeah, I go because he ain't flying. He said, "You come down here. You come down."
Dude, I was talking the other day that I think I'm gonna throw an event in March, man. Do a little event, a little yeah, a little event, just a little
Will
event.
will there be food?
There will be food there.
Okay,
There will be
okay,
food.
okay,
So
okay,
a
okay,
little event,
okay,
a little food. I don't know what have it at, but we'll do a little something, something. Meet
okay,
up,
okay, 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 okay,
a
okay.
little beat up, and see what's going on. I said the text. Thanks for responding, Byron. Yeah, no doubt, Anita. We definitely gonna get together, man. So Troy Battle said, "I want to come." Yay, come on, man. We're gonna throw the event in March. I don't know,
Hey,
that
hey, but is
that
this one of those sponsored events? Is this a sponsored event or is this an everybody event?
this is a regular event. Our sponsor
Okay,
be like
cause,
big.
cause I don't know, man. Cause you said there was gonna be a sponsor event every quarter. You said every 2 months or something. So I'm like, what a sponsor event at? But I don't know. It's not that many sponsors either. So I don't. It would just be like two people.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we did have a person. I think that sponsored the show at the very end of a show. I think it
You
was
said
Investor. Do Investor. I think Do Investor might be in here. I don't know if he's in here or not. We got 20
he,
people in. I don't know if one of
he sponsored one of the shows, like one of the night shows you did.
Yeah, I think so. Like one of the night shows I did, Do Investor sponsor whatever. He be popping in all the time. Maybe it's he or she, I don't know. But they be popping
Yeah,
in.
he or she.
Yeah, they be popping in a lot, so they sponsor the show. If you want to be a sponsor, we're gonna do sponsor only events, and we're gonna bring our sponsors on a ride along day where we just go a little street share, hang out, with them and bring them into our office, let them see what's going on.
She
But yeah,
helped me hotel.
we're gonna do a sponsor event. Gonna be nice though. I like I want to had a good sponsor event, hang out, but yeah, if you want to be a sponsor, just give a super sticker, right? Give us a super sticker. The high super sticker each day becomes a sponsor, and you automatically, get invited to sponsored events, right? I think that's big, man. I think that's a good thing. I think it's a cool thing. Way for us to connect, with you guys out there trying to get started, man, and try to help you out on your journey, man. So Trudy says, please let me know so I can request off. Yeah,
Oh
no.
man, it's the truth. Everybody come.
Yeah, when we do the meetup, we definitely gonna let you know, man. I think it's definitely gonna be in March, man. We probably just have something not too heavy, man. Thad to come up with maybe a restaurant or something for us to go to. We do a little meetup, make sure they got everything sectioned off, something like that. What you think, Dad?
I mean, I'll take any excuse to eat, and I want to meet all of y'all. Everybody we be talking to every day, and I'm sure y'all got some questions that hit REI next door up with, make them stutter. But no, hopefully, I mean, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good, and it might be a learning experience for me and Byron to maybe learn something new ourselves. But I think it'll be good. As Byron says. I hate this saying. I hate this saying, but I'm gonna say it.
What
Byron
is it?
says getting belly to belly.
Oh
That's,
yeah.
I hate that saying so much, guys. But I think it'll be good for people to get belly to belly and meet each other, learn things.
Hey,
And sometimes when you meet people that on the same like road that you're on, it helps to make the destination, getting to the destination more enjoyable. You might get there a little faster. You're gonna get there faster. You might make it more enjoyable. I mean, you might help you get there because you might not get there without like, you know.
you know,
So I think this will be real good.
yeah, no doubt,
Plus
man.
the
Yeah.
food. Plus there's food.
Plus there's
Plus there's
food.
food.
Plus there's food. So yeah, man, we're gonna do it, man. Shoot, talk about belly to belly, man. When I went to Keith Everett 2 day, man, that was a belly to belly event, and it changed everything, man.
Dude, that was the name. That was the name.
I'm just saying, I'm saying
Oh,
that it
oh.
got belly to belly. Like I could have watched all his videos, bought his course online and all that stuff. I went and got belly to belly.
You
Cause
said
you,
if I can just touch your rope.
yeah,
Uh, if I can just touch your rope, I know I can make it. I gotta be there to touch it. Reading it ain't enough. Seeing it ain't enough. If I could just touch your rope.
you are stupid. No, but the thing is like sometimes you know how people have questions. They may leave a question. Oh, but look here, that.
Where the food? Where the food? Where the food? Where the
Bird
food? Where
always
the
good with
food?
food. Bird, you owe me a lunch, man.
Wait.
I'm
Is
glad
that bird?
you owe me a lunch.
Is that the legendary bird? Is this
The legendary bird
n-
dog himself.
not
They got
not Larry
got
Legend bird, but the other bird? Wow. Wow. Wow.
that's
Wow. This
the
guy is a
bird dog
legend.
himself.
He knows enough about he's probably forgot more about wholesaling that some people even know. So, y'all might need to be friends with Bird because he
Oh,
know a lot of wholesaling.
he gonna be selling the wholesaling course next, man. Hey,
Yeah, he probably could.
yeah. But yeah, man. So I forgot what I was talking about for a bird.
Bird probably threw you off.
I'll tell you, man. Bird threw me off, but yeah, man. I think we're gonna throw an event, man. It's gonna be good. No, that belly, because like, dude, I was at Keith Everett 2 day, and it's like you may ask a question and they may answer it, like, but to be able to follow up with more clarifying questions over, you have to ask this and ask that and ask because the person right there, you're able to just get clarification on all kind of different stuff, you know. Like I think that's kind of what helped me out. Just be able to ask and ask and ask and ask and ask. Okay, well then what next? Then what next? Then what next? Just keep asking questions. I think was a big thing for me because like a lot of times people ask questions here, we try our best to answer them, but sometimes we may be off. Maybe sometimes we didn't answer the whole question. Sometimes they still wondering, what about this or what about that? To
Mhm.
get belly to belly, I can just ask all the questions I want to ask, like right there, all the clarifying questions. So Anita said definitely the first meetup. Uh, meet up old, met a buyer, and got a buyer contact. Good tips from another wholesaler. Yeah, no doubt, man. You're gonna meet other people. You're gonna get, buyers, information from them, and like you learn from other people. Like when I
Right.
was Keith Everett, man, I met other wholesalers that was doing more than me. Like I was doing like, 20, 30 grand. I was about to do 60 grand that month. But I met wholesalers that was doing 50 grand a month. And I was like, they doing 50 grand a month, man. I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you doing? And being able to talk to them about asking all the different questions, like, man, I could do that. And then just listening to them tell stuff. And then when you get somebody like that in person, he may be spilling them a lot more than what he's spilling right now. You may be able to
Man.
get a little bit more out of him, you know what I'm saying? He get to eat real good and get to feeling good about himself.
Feeling good, feeling great. But I don't know, maybe.
Press
Maybe. I don't
chiming
know.
in, Press chiming in,
Yeah, you
laughing.
got everybody in here. What?
Man, we got some heavy hitters today. We got 21 people up in here, man. I think this is our record. I think our core group has shared so much of our stuff that now they're bringing other friends in. So we just gotta
Get
keep
your
building.
tickets. Get your tickets.
Yeah, man, we're gonna hit
yeah,
a Monday thing. We at 21.
yeah. We could most definitely do 100.
If these people keep liking and sharing, we're gonna be built up to 100 people here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Rory's gonna bring in the
all the
Canadian crew. We got Roy bringing in the Canadian crew, man. We got people in Afghanistan. Yeah,
Canadians.
we gonna have everybody, man.
So dude says, sorry, my typing is terrible. Yeah, no, you good, Anita. But shoot, man, we've been on here almost an hour and a half. God dang, this may have been the longest show, man. We're gonna have to get off here. We may scare people with that timestamp. It's like, dang, do I want to watch this show? It's like an hour and a half long. It's like, I'm telling you, man. We got to get Prince to break it up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Break it up. Part one, part two.
Yeah, part one, part two.
Like one of them R. Kelly songs. Oh, well, break it up. R. Kelly.
25 chapters in
You're
this
like, you're like, you're like, is this the same song?
Marlon said I missed it. Now you got to go back and watch that hour and a half, baby. Hey, Marlon, this guy who want the VAs, man. You got to make sure I remember that. Lord, get paid.
Spill the beans.
I think we got 2 people that want VAs, man. We got to get Laura to do that, so she can do her thing, man. So appreciate y'all. So
Spill the beans. That I don't know, man. I got super glue. The beans are super glued to my hands. Yeah, and then it ain't falling. I don't know, but
man.
we be helpful.
Yeah,
We
but
helpful.
anyway, man, we finna get off here. Appreciate 18 people still here after an hour and a half, man. So we appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it.
Y'all share our stuff. Appreciate it. Y'all know y'all doing it. Like, subscribe, all the other good stuff. Hit that up on Facebook. Text me.
Yeah, hit me up on Facebook. I'm like I said, Daniel hit me up the other day. Man, me and Daniel talked for like an hour and 20 minutes. Y'all might not want to call me because we were just talking and talking and talking. So I was Byron's like, it's getting late, But no, I had a good time. I had a good time talking to Daniel the other day. So yeah, y'all can hit me up, Facebook Messenger. Hey, you can add me.
T came through, man. What's up, T? This is very informative.
Oh yeah, we call T.
What's going on, T?
T Trice. T Trice. I haven't got it right. I still ain't got it right.
It's her name up like that, man.
T Trice. T Trice. I got it, but that's close enough.
She already told you just say T. I'm just calling her T like she requested. Dad gonna try to get her name right. Keep going.
It's a nickname. It's a nickname, Teachers.
T is a nickname, man.
What's she say? Oh, she's laughing. She's laughing. I'm close.
Hey, Ron, that's all.
I'm close.
But anyways, man, we gonna stop our shenanigans and let y'all go ahead and enjoy your day, man. Go back and watch the video. check out the links below to that contact and to anything else y'all need for us wholesaling, man. But
All
until
right.
tomorrow, we got Friday. Tomorrow. Till tomorrow, man. Peace out.
Peace out.